Let's get started on our back this morning. Come into any kind of comfortable place on your back with blocks or something underneath your shoulder blades, or not. Maybe you just come nice and long and flat. Maybe you stretch your arms overhead. But just let everything settle and soften onto whatever is beneath you. Let your face soften, your eyelids get heavy. Let your whole physical body just settle here. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Send it out through the mouth. And take a few deep breaths, just watching the flow of the inhale and the exhale. Take about 3 more breaths here, settling the body, watching the breath, settling the thoughts. Just coming to a little stillness before we begin. With your next inhale, bring your arms overhead, stretch everything out long, toes in one direction, fingertips in the opposite. And then as you exhale, hug the knees into your chest, maybe lift the shoulders up off the mat, give yourself a little rock. Side to side, or some circles, finding the back body, the lower back especially. Make sure you take both directions if making some circles with your knees. Then you can either drop your knees to one side, or you can rock back and forth over the length of the spine. Either way, to come up to a comfortable upright position. Just come into your vertical, come back into your breath. Let your sit bones get heavy, let your spine get really tall. Let your hands rest in your lap, either in one another or maybe on the tops of the legs. Coming back into your easy pace of breath. And the next breath, just take your right ear over toward your right shoulder, lengthening out the left side, just breathing into that. Just letting gravity and the weight of your head lengthen out those muscles on the left side of the neck. If you want to add, you can take that right hand as a little added weight on the left side of the head. Again, continuing to stay nice and tall. It's easy when you're sitting to sort of start to round through the spine, so try to stay tall. And then really slowly we'll start to take that chin toward the chest. So just starting to lengthen all of the muscles in the back of the neck. Pause anywhere here for added breath. get to center, just pause there for another breath, and then using the first two fingers on your forehead center, gently guide your head back up to center. And just take a breath there, and then slowly start to take the left ear toward that left shoulder. Before you add the hand, just let your head settle, let gravity start to take it down, and let those muscles on the right side of the neck start to lengthen out. And then go ahead, if you want, take that left hand as a little added weight on the right side of the head. Another breath in, and then when you're ready, start to take your chin towards center. And pausing anywhere for added breath. Anywhere that you feel muscles a little tighter, like right here, I can feel it moving all the way down through my shoulder blade, the back of my shoulder blade, almost to the back of my armpit. And again, when you get to center, pause there. And then with the first two fingers on the left hand, bring your head back all the way up. And then just take an easy glance to the right, back through center to the left. And again, in each direction, maybe take it over, your glance over the shoulder this time. Back over to the left. And then come back to center. Inhale the arms high. Bring the hands through heart center. You can bring them back into your lap, and we'll do a little alternate nostril breath this morning. So starting with the first two fingers on your forehead center between your eyebrows, we'll take the I'm all mixed up with my left to right. Okay, right hand, first two fingers between your eyebrows, and then your ring finger to block the left side nostril. Take an inhale through the right. And then with the thumb blocking the right side, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Take two more rounds at your own pace. Round, inhaling right. For me, I'm taking my last exhale on the right. When you've completed those two rounds, release that hand, take an inhale through both sides. Exhale through the mouth. And then come back into your natural breath pace in and out through the nose. Next inhale, lift the ears toward your shoulders towards your ears, and then bring them together on your back, drop them down the back. Do that a couple times, just making a big circle. You can round. shoulders onto your back, and then reverse the direction. Bring the shoulders forward, separate the shoulder blades as they come forward, and then bring them back together as you circle back up toward your ears. Come back to neutral. Inhale the arms high again. Bring them together through to your heart center. Let's pause here and set our intention or dedication, focus or thought or mantra. If you're ready, go ahead and release those hands. Let's bring the right hand down to the right and the left fingertips high. Inhale up. I'm on a block. I'm going to take the block out. If you have anything underneath, you might be more comfortable all the way down. Sending the left fingertips high, and then exhale, just take them over to the right. Try to keep both sit bones grounded, so try not to, make sure you don't lift up. So take the side bend to your degree. Might be a little bit more vertical. Some of you might be a little bit more bent. As long as you start feeling that openness on the side of the body, try to keep your rib cage and your heart shining forward. And use an inhale breath to come back up to center. We'll switch sides. Left hand to the earth, right fingertips high. Inhale. And then exhale, take it over to the left. Just letting your body settle into the openness. Take another full breath. And then using an inhale, come on back up. Let's kind of roll over, coming onto our belly. Come all the way down. Let your arms rest by your sides, turn one cheek, and just take a nice deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. And then let's bring both arms out like a T, and we'll do a little shoulder opening. So let's start on the left side this morning. So with the left palm all the way grounded, start to roll onto that left hip to your degree. Keeping your head comfortable. You can put a pillow or a sweatshirt or block underneath if that's more comfortable. And just start to open up here till your body resists, and then just pause. Hold there. You can bend this right knee and place it behind the left knee. That'll help give you a little bit more openness through the hips and maybe through the rib cage. And just soften here, sending your breath to those spaces where you feel your body resisting. Probably that shoulder area, maybe a little bit through the back. Take another full breath. And then gently release as you come back through center. Before we take the other side, let's come into a Sphinx Pose. So bringing your shoulders underneath, your elbows underneath your shoulders, arms extended forward, fingertips spread wide, and just gently lifting the belly, lifting the heart, softening down through the shoulders and softening the lower body, the glutes, quads. Take another breath in, and then go ahead and release down. Bring your arms by your sides, turn your opposite cheek. Take one full deep breath in. And then go ahead and extend both arms, that's okay, out. The right arm this time will come onto the right side, so bring that right palm all the way down. Roll onto that right hip. Again, opening up to your degree. When you feel your body resisting, stop there and let the body settle and soften. Breathing deeply, you can bend that left knee if that's comfortable. Take another full breath here. And then gently release, come back to center. Come back into your Sphinx. Gently lifting the belly, lifting the heart, softening the shoulder blades down your back. Gaze just straight out in front, or even let the eyelids get heavy here. And just take a few deep breaths, softening the body, opening the heart. And take one more breath in, and then exhale, gently release all the way down. Bring your hands by your heart and just gently push yourself all the way back to a child's pose. Hips heavy to the heels. Keep the fingertips extended first. Tented fingertips and let the forehead come toward the earth. So just keeping that extension through the arms. Trying to let the hips get as heavy as you can onto the heels and expanding, breathing into that back body. Then go ahead and bring the hands back by your heels. Let the shoulders soften. Let everything get a little heavier. And let's go ahead and take this child's pose into a wide knee child's pose. So coming about the width of your mat to start, and then you can adjust. Maybe it's narrower, maybe it's wider. Walk your hands forward and come into a place where you can settle and find some softness. So maybe you come to forearms, or maybe you bring something underneath your head, or just stack your palms. Maybe your chest goes all the way down. So play with it and just see where your body is comfortable. For those of you that do practice frog and you want to come into frog, you can feel free to do that. Otherwise, just stay in your wide knee child's pose. Come into a place of softness, and then finding the breath, focusing on that. If you have one ear turned, if your neck is turned like mine is, just turn it the opposite direction. So make sure you get both ways. So we'll stay for a few more breaths. When you really start feeling like you want to come out, that's when you have the opportunity to get a little deeper into the pose. So really dig deep for the breath for these next 3 rounds. And then we'll slowly start to make our way out. So for those of you that are in frog, you're going to start to bring your hands in front, come onto your forearms, lift your torso. And for the same in child's pose, start to lift your torso and then start to bring your hips forward, slowly walking the knees toward one another. And then everyone come on up to a table. Come into your neutral table to start, and then just come through a cat-cow. You can start in the cow, dropping the heart, lifting the tail, sending the gaze forward, and then reverse that, coming into your cat. Take each direction another time or two, depending how fast or slow your breath is. I think the heat has slowed me down, moving slower this morning than normal. Take another full breath here. And then we're going to come back down to our belly. So just walk your hands forward, come all the way back down, lengthening out the hip flexors. Make sure the tops of your thighs and tops of your feet are nice and flat. Come back into your Sphinx, elbows underneath the shoulders, and just gently grounding through the elbows as you lift the belly button and lift the heart. Send the gaze forward. Another breath in. And then exhale, release down, and then just roll from here onto your back. So come back onto your back. Bring both knees into your chest, squeeze them tight. And then send the left leg long, keep the right knee hugged in. Maybe bring it outside the rib cage. Just really squeeze it in as tight as you can, bringing that blood movement and circulation and airflow into that hip crease. Take another inhale, and then take that right knee all the way over to the left, coming into a spinal twist. You can bring your gaze and that right arm out to the right, if that's okay on your back. If that's too much, then keep your gaze straight ahead. Maybe keep the arm by your side, or you can send it overhead, lengthening out. Take another full breath here. And then release and come back through center. Bring both knees back in. This time, open them wide. Coming into a happy baby, grab the outer edges of the feet, send the feet straight up to the sky as if they're standing on the ceiling or the clouds if you're outside. And then keeping the tailbone grounded, keeping the shoulders grounded, letting the knees come toward the earth. To your degree, just letting gravity carry them down. You can let the face soften, the eyelids get heavy here if that's comfortable, and just take a few deep breaths here. Again, letting gravity just take your body into the depths of the pose. Take another full deep breath, and then gently bring the legs back together. Extend the left leg long, extend the right leg long. I'm all messed up today. And squeeze that left knee into your chest or maybe just outside the rib cage. Squeeze it in tight. Take another full breath. And then we'll take that left knee across to the right, rolling onto that right hip. And again, you can let the gaze and the left arm come out to the left if that's comfortable. If that's too much, keep the gaze straight up. And again, maybe try sending the arm long, creating a little bit more length in the spine. Take one more full breath here. And then gently release. Come back to center, hug both knees back in together. Maybe a just gentle massage, rocking side to side. And then send both legs straight up to the sky. If you can, interlace your hands behind them. And it can be like a little bit on the lower part of your thigh, like just above the knee, or in this direction, just below the knee. And then just let the legs come toward your body to your degree. They might stay up high and vertical. If you have any kind of clothing strap or towel, this is a great place for it. I don't have anything nearby me to show you as a guide, but I think you understand, just something to, in fact, I have a blanket right here, I'll grab. So anything to give yourself a little bit of length. And you can bring it underneath the calves or underneath the thighs, just to let the arms elongate here. So your legs might stay straight up. Some of you might come a lot further down. Now, if you want, take your toes all the way overhead, lifting the hips, coming not into a plow, but letting the toes come away from the ground, but so that you can interlace your hands anywhere behind the backs of your legs here, or the backs of the feet, and just let everything soften toward your body. So like, this might be how some of you look, and this might be how some of you look. So the goal here is just to find the place where you can ease into some softness, and you should feel a nice opening and release through the lower back, maybe through the backs of the legs as well. You can flex your feet here gently, or you can flex them strongly for a little bit more through the backs of the legs. We're going to stay for a few breaths, so try to find the softness where you can. You can bend the knees too, they don't have to be totally straight. I don't know if this is actually a named yoga pose, but it's one that always feels good to me, and it's a great way to sort of reverse your Paschimottanasana. Normally we do this in a forward-facing way, so we're just sort of taking it overhead. Awesome. Just looking to see where everybody's at. So we're going to stay for a few more breaths. Again, just letting your body settle in here, finding that spot where you can find a little bit of ease here. With each exhale, letting the body get a little heavier onto your mat. Let's take 3 more full breaths. And gently release any strap or blanket or any prop that you have, and just bend your knees into your chest. Again, maybe just rocking a little bit side to side, or some small circles. And then if it's okay, either forward and back over the length of the spine, or just drop the knees to one side and make your way, drop your knees to one side and just make your way back up to an upright position. And let's come back through to our table. Take just one round through your cat-cow. It's a little bit of a reset. Inhaling deeply and fully, and then reversing that. And then walking the hands toward the body, all the way up the legs. Come all the way up to vertical. Let's just take a gentle heart opener here. Bring the hands to the back body. Inhale, bring the shoulder blades together. And then send your heart to the sky. Breathing fully. Take one more breath in. And then with that exhale, just gently guide your hips back to your child's pose. Hands back by your heels, forehead to the earth. And take one more full breath here. And then inhale, come on back up. Let's take the right foot forward. Inhale, both arms high. And exhale together through heart center and take a twist to the right. You can stay right here in your twist, just turning everything to the right, or drop that left elbow over the right knee. Come into the prayer twist. Palms pressing into one another. Shoulders opening to the right. And that lower rib cage really trying to twist open. Breathing deeply. Take one more breath in. And then as you exhale, release, come back through center. Send everything straight up, lift from the heart. And then exhale, release the hands down and just heel toe or just kind of scooch those toes forward so that you can come further forward into your low lunge. So coming onto fingertips or blocks here, or maybe staying up tall with hands on the knee or hands at the waist. Whichever area, whichever version here works for you this morning, to just gently make your way into this first lunge. Breathing, softening, trying to keep the gaze forward so the heart is, so there's no rounding in the spine here. So even if you're up tall, you're still tall and leaning forward with the heart. Take another breath in. And then exhale and send the hips back, flex the toes to the sky. Breathe into that hamstring. Taking a few more deep breaths here. With your next inhale, come on back forward. Back into your lunge. Bring the gaze forward as you inhale. And then exhale, gently send the hips back, flex the toes to the sky. Exhale. Inhale, hinge forward. And exhale, send it back. And just do this a few times on your breath. You can take a full breath in each place if that's more comfortable. So coming to the lunge and taking an inhale and an exhale. And then doing the same on the reverse, or just taking a half a breath on each side. A few more in each direction. Breathing into the inner thigh, the hamstring, the hip. So next time you come forward, pause there. And bring that right hand inside the right foot, coming into our pigeon. Not our pigeon, sorry, we're gonna come into lizard. I mixed up my animals. So keeping that right knee vertical and keeping the shoulder and knee connected. Beautiful. And just softening here. You can come down to forearms if anyone works that way in their practice. I'm going to stay tall today. Softening, sending the breath into those muscles that you feel starting to tighten or seize up a tiny bit. Another inhale. And then we will take this next to our pigeon. So just pulling the hips back a tiny bit so that you can heel toe that right foot all the way over to the left. And then dropping that knee and coming into your half pigeon. Now conversely, you can come into this on your back, crossing right ankle over left knee. And then threading the arms through and clasping around the front of that knee or underneath the thigh. Whichever works for you better. If you're on your back, make sure that right foot is flexed nice and strongly. And if you're upright, you should also be trying to flex that right foot so that the knee joint stays protected. And you can stay upright, you can walk your hands forward, come down to forearms. Find whatever version here you can let your body soften into for about 10 breaths. Really trying to let the muscles relax. Sending the breath to those areas that you feel them starting to tense up a little bit. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then slowly starting to make your way out. If you are on your back, just roll yourself forward. If you are upward facing, just shift to that right hip and swing the back leg around. And then stretch both legs out in the front. Just give them a little shake. And let's come into our Paschimottanasana forward fold. Inhaling both arms high. And then exhale, just come into your fold. You can bend the knees a lot, bend the knees a little, whatever your body needs. It's just 5 easy breaths here. Take another full breath. Just release from that. Cross over the ankles, roll over onto all fours. Take a breath in each direction through your cat-cow. And then come back into our heart opener, hands on the lower back. Bring the shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, drop the shoulders. And just take 3 breaths, opening up through the whole front of the body. You can walk the gaze up if that's okay in your neck. 1 more breath in. And then with the exhale, gently guide the hips back to your child's pose. Hands by your heels, forehead heavy. Inhale, come on back up. This time bring the left foot forward. Inhale, both arms high. Lift the heart. And then exhale the hands together to your heart center and twist to the left. Again, really trying to find the twist first through the ribs. And then you can drop right elbow over left knee. Press the palms into one another. Or maybe make a fist with the lower hand. Breathing fully, deeply. Take 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, come back to center. Send the arms and the heart high. Inhale. And then exhale, release both hands down. And then come on into your lunge. So just adjust your front foot there to your degree. So if you're up high, maybe that foot stays in a little bit closer. If you bring the hands down, maybe that foot comes a little bit further forward. And just start to soften into your pose. Wherever your hands are. Excuse me. Just feeling all the areas of your body softening in here. The hip flexor on the right, lengthening. And then on the left, maybe the inner thigh, the groin, the outer hip. Let's take 3 more breaths here in our low lunge. Your next inhale, slowly start to bring the hips back, flexing the toes to the sky, lengthening up through the heel, coming back into your hamstring stretch. 3 more breaths here. Flexing that heel to get as much length all the way through the back of the leg as you can. And then we'll bring some movement to this. So on your pace, inhale and come forward, lengthen the heart and the gaze forward, and then exhale, send the hips back, flexing the toes, dropping the head. Just moving through, again, taking either a full breath or longer, if you want to stay longer, or just taking a half breath in each direction. Next time you come forward again, pause there. Now bring the left hand inside, coming into our lizard on the left. Maybe heel toe that left foot to the left edge of the mat a little bit. Left knee and shoulder connected, that left knee is nice and vertical. And your fingers and toes are all facing forward. Just breathing in here. Let's take 2 more breaths. Just gently lifting your hips a little bit as you heel toe that left foot to the right edge of your mat, or coming onto your back to come into our half pigeon on the left. So on your back, left ankle crosses over right knee. Thread the arms through, and then soften the shoulders onto the mat. And you're upright, coming into your pose. And try to keep a gentle flex in those left toes. And then just walking your hands to your degree. Maybe they stay up tall today. Maybe you come out a little bit further. Maybe you come all the way down. Again, finding the softness and the ease here. Maybe something underneath that left hip to give you a little bit of lift to help keep, oh, that wasn't very good. That was a lot softer than I thought it was going to be. It helps a little bit to help keep the squaring there of the hips. We'll stay for about 3 more breaths. One more full breath. And slowly start to make your way out, shifting your weight to the left and swing that right leg around, or if you're on your back, just uncrossing and coming all the way back up to a seat. This time, let's bring the soles of the feet together, come into a bound angle, Baddha Konasana. Scooch the pelvis and the heels in close together. You can interlace the hands underneath or just grab the sort of toes or outer edges of your feet. Sit up nice and tall, shoulder blades on your back. Take a deep breath in, a nice long breath out. And then just take 3 deep breaths here, letting gravity again take your body into the pose to its own degree. Your third exhale, walk your feet away about 18 or 20 inches so you make that nice big diamond shape with your legs here. And then just sort of round down, bringing your head toward your heels to your own degree. Rounding through the back and sending your breath into the back body. This should feel like a nice release through the whole back body, especially the lower back. Take one more full breath here. Inhale up, stretch the legs out long again. Just give them a little shake. And then we'll take a twist. We'll start to the right, so bending that right knee, place the sole of the foot either inside or you can cross it outside. You can also bend that lower leg, so a couple different options here. The right hand comes behind, left fingertips start high. Inhale and start to twist to the right, and then exhale, the left elbow either can come inside or it can just wrap around. And then just leading with your heart to the right, staying really tall through the spine as you breathe here. 5 deep breaths. You can let the eyelids soften, let the face soften, and just really focusing on the breath, staying tall through the spine. Your 5th exhale, slowly release, come back to center. Depending where your legs are, bring them back to sort of the first step with the right knee just straight up, and then let that right knee come out to the side. Bring your left leg out a few inches coming into your Janu Shirsasana. So you want your left leg like just off from center, somewhere between 11 and 12 o'clock on the clock. And then inhale, both arms high, turn your torso. As you exhale, fold over that left leg. Gentle flex in those left toes, and again, breathing into the back body. Inhale, come on up. Switch sides, extend that right leg long, and then you can bend the left, place the foot inside the right knee, or you can cross it over. You can cross it over and bend the lower leg. Whatever allows you to stay tall through the spine. Left hand comes behind. Right fingertips start up high as you inhale, and then exhale, twisting to the left. Elbow either inside or grab around outside. One more full breath, and then gently release back to center, and uncross. Come back to this first step if you weren't there already, then let that left knee drop open. right leg to the right, just a few inches. Inhale both arms high, and then twisting the torso, or turning the torso just a tiny bit over that right leg. Exhale into your fold. One more full breath. And gently release. Come on back up. Stretch both legs out long. Give another shake. And then let's just gently come down all the way to our back. Let's do it with just a little bit of core engagement though. So you can start with your toes pointed or point flexed, fingertips extended forward. And come on down on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Take an inhale and an exhale. Tuck the knees into the chest and then just drop them to the right. Take a spinal twist. 3 breaths, inhaling fully. Come back through center. Drop the knees to the left and gaze to the right. And do your third exhale, come back to center and give the knees one last hug in, squeeze them tight. If there's any other last poses you'd like to take before your Shavasana, of course, feel free. Otherwise, come on into your Shavasana, extending everything long. Heels to the corners of your mat, arms by your sides, palms facing up as a sign of openness, or down toward the earth as a sign of introspection. However you're feeling this morning. Take an inhale through the nose, send it out through the mouth. Let the whole body soften onto the earth, onto your mat, making that nice indentation as if you were in the sand. With the back of the head, the shoulders, the elbows, heels, all of those parts touching the earth a little heavier. Softening the muscles on the face. Relaxing and releasing through the jaw. And starting to bring some awareness back to your breath and to your physical body. Some movements to your fingers and your toes. And then with your next inhale, lengthen the arms overhead, stretch everything out long. And then with the exhale, hug the knees in, squeeze everything in tight. And dropping the knees to one side, pause for another deep, full breath. And then when you're ready, making your way back up to a comfortable upright. And bring your hands together at your palm center, your palms together at your heart center. And take a moment to bring back to mind your intention or focus, dedication. Let's honor those thoughts by bringing our hands to our crown, to our throats, honoring our words, and our hearts, honoring our souls, those of each other, and the light that shines in each one of us. Namaste. Thank you, guys.